And we're on. All right. What up, world? This is Joshua from Green Book of Tampa Bay. Thank you for joining us for our episode of Green Book TV. Just want to let our viewers know we are shifting from a live format. Instagram was being a little glitchy, and we want to ensure that our viewers have the smoothest viewing experience possible. So we're pre-recording and then posting our videos on both YouTube, IGTV, and our website as well. So with that said, it's a pleasure to introduce my guest, Desmond Williams, owner of the DJ Plug. Desmond, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Hello, brother. Thank you for having me.
No, thanks for being on. You know, you and I had a chance to chop it up about a month ago when I was in your store just for your grand opening. But for viewers who may not know, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your business?
Perfect. I'm the owner of the DJ Plug. We're a specialty store, specially catering to DJs, live musicians, and live venues. So I provide DJ writers equipment for various artists that come into town, such as Jazzy Jeff, Rob Bass, and more. Also, the local talent here, or if someone just needed to rent a speaker for the weekend, I provide that as well, microphones and lighting. I'm originally from Connecticut, and yeah.
Nice. How long have you been in the Tampa Bay area?
I moved here January of 2016, right after New Year's. I just moved right down here, so 5 years now.
Nice. How you liking it? You're still here, so not needed too bad.
Yeah, no, I enjoy it. I gave myself a 10-year plan. I figured if things don't work out in 10 years here, then I probably will go somewhere else. But so far, Tampa's treated me well. I enjoy it, especially with the past weekend. It's been crazy, let alone with Tampa's second win of the Super Bowl. But it's just been a crazy weekend for my business in itself, between all the talents that have touched down to Tampa. I have at least about 20 pieces of equipment that went out this weekend.
Awesome. That is great news. That's the one, many benefits of having a Super Bowl, but all the, the commerce that it creates as a result. So I'm glad you've benefited from that.
Yes.
So what motivated you to start your own DJ business, and how has it shifted since you first started?
So it started in 2017. I used to work for a company called Guitar Center. They're my former employer. I worked for them for about 5 years as a manager, and I just decided it was time for me to just step away. They're a corporate company, just like any other corporate company, and to move up, especially being African American. I felt that they kind of just gave me the position just to please the masses, but it just wasn't for me. Just didn't see myself being a part of a brand that doesn't believe in the DJ branding. DJing has evolved since I started DJing, and I understand that it's evolved, but the one thing that they don't understand is that the elements of DJing in itself, including even the hip hop realm of DJing. How can I provide a service to local area DJs? And when I started working for Guitar Center here, I noticed the need of delivery. So I went beyond myself, and I would get a lot of nightclubs down in Ybor City in downtown Tampa asking for random stuff before I closed. So I would do purchases over the phone, and then once everything cleared on our end with their cards and stuff, I would deliver it to them. A lot of things I wasn't supposed to do, but we figured out ways to do it.
Hey, gotta hustle.
Yeah, so whatever I could do, at least to help the customer, because they kept coming back to me. And I did about $500,000 in sales my first year moving to Tampa, which was never really heard of for someone that moved from one area to another. The one difference between my previous store and the store here was this store was bigger. So I was able to get everything that I needed to sell. So I one day just kind of got upset that they didn't want to give me a raise, and I said, you know what, let's start a business. And I went to the Tampa Bay Startup Week in 2017, and I just was like, I fell in love with it. Like a lot. I mean, I've always been an entrepreneur. I've been hustling since I was a kid. I mean, I used to sell like Rice Krispie treats to kids at the boys' club. Like hustling's always been in my blood. But just the entrepreneurship and everyone just being around you, and they're just like, yes, do it, do it. I'm just like, okay, cool. How can I do it? And then they gave me the chance actually in I think 18 or 2019, they gave me the chance to do sound for them at the St. Pete location of that year. And that was fun. It was a little chaotic because I was by myself for the week, but that's what happens when you're a small business and you have, you can only do so much with so much budget. So, but they said that they would love to have me back another time when things clear up for the after COVID. So
Awesome. No, I
you know,
appreciate, like, yeah, your grind, your hustle, your witness, wanting to control your kind of
yeah,
your destiny, be your own boss, and
yeah, that's what it
respect
was
that.
just trying to be my own boss. I've been DJing since I was 13, so the nature of knowing the equipment and knowing what I'm doing, it was always a plus. I think that's what a lot of my customers like. I'm very knowledgeable compared to the other associates that I used to work with that had no clue what was going on. And like I mentioned, that the DJing realm has evolved so much since the start of DJing to now that, I mean, you can DJ on an iPad. And have DJed on an iPad before just to get through the night. But for me, I love it so much that I couldn't get away from it, you know? So I figured, what can I still do? Um, Involve myself into the culture and make it better for myself and see where things go. So these past 3 years since I started the business, it's been crazy. It's been like a really crazy roller coaster between traveling state to state for product fairs and events and meeting all the different people in the industry, and manufacturer side, the DJ side, like, being right next to DJ Paul from 3 6 Mafia, to watching Jazzy Jeff right in front of you, to, you know, uh, even here being, a local DJ and hanging out at Old Dirty Sundays and seeing Z Trip, and then him remembering you from here, and then you go to California for an event, and he's like, "Oh, hey man, I'm coming to Tampa real soon." And I'm over here like, wow, this guy knows who I am, like just from a conversation, like he remembers me. Like I'm being like, am I somebody now? Like I'm trying not to be big headed here, but it's like, this is what I guess, I guess this is what God is telling me. This is where I need to be. My original
Beautiful.
dream was to be a radio host. I always say I had a face for radio. So I
Nice.
figured, that would have been it. I went to college for it, and then kind of just went to the DJing side of it and just continued DJing. But I love selling the gear, man. Like, even today, earlier today, we got 6 pieces of stuff that I had to call people like, hey, we're open tomorrow. Come on in, get your stuff. So it's definitely a feeling to make people feel good when they're buying stuff.
Awesome, man. You seem to super knowledgeable, and I just respect the knowledge, like I said, the hustle, the grind. And so you've kind of given me a couple examples for my next question, but what's been your favorite thing you've done, the favorite aspect of your job? You've met some incredible DJs. Is there a show that you've hosted, or what? Tell me, what's the favorite part of
Um,
so far?
I mean, really filling the writers, man, for like all the big artists. This past weekend, gear went out to DJ Carnage. Went out to a few guys out of LA. A guy named Robbie Drums. He's originally from Tampa, and then he went out to LA and played for Mariah Carey and all these other big wigs. I also did a writer for Funkmaster Flex for this past weekend at the Ritz. So just, kind of just, knowing that they're using my equipment and not some production company that has trillions and, not trillions, but lots of money to have this. And me being a small business, people are coming to me like, hey, we need it. And they're willing to pay the price, which is I'm thankful for. But, I've thrown events, done stuff with the books a few years ago.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I this past weekend I worked for another company as well that I DJ'd for the NFL experience as well. So it just was, all these things come up and it's just great. I mean, I'm a sponsor for the the DMC battle as well. I just sponsored an event, another DJ battle last week in Daytona, which was fun. So I like doing things like that to keep the culture alive. That's the one thing about it. Like I see how you have the art of making records behind you.
Yeah.
So it's, I try to keep the element of DJing alive when it comes to my business of just whatever we can do to keep the culture going. A lot of people kind of deviate from the culture and just think it's about the money. And I'm not saying it's not about the money. Everyone enjoys money, but hip hop in itself and DJing kept me out of trouble in middle school. I lost a lot of friends through years, and definitely be 32 and Black and alive and a business owner. It's been a blessing and a ride. So I'm definitely blessed to have this business.
Gosh, man, that's deep. And like one of my favorite Nas lines is I'm celebrated because I made it. It's
exactly
something I will never know or what that feels like, but through hip hop and through music, and I hear that all the time. So that's powerful, man. It's the power of music and the culture, like you said.
Hip hop in itself is just like I even like I had friends that had graffiti when we were like 12, and they're like, "Come on, man!" I'm like, "Throw me into trouble." And some of them wanted to be rappers or break dancers, and I'm like, "Can I contribute to being part of hip hop?" And where I'm from, Clinton Sparks was one of the top DJs at the time, and being on the bus listening to Choking Them during his sets on his not Choking Them, Get Familiar. Choking was another DJ, but Familiar.
I remember Clinton Sparks.
Yeah, man. Like, and what's crazy, what's really crazy about Clinton Sparks? Not trying to double back, but what's crazy is that a person that I used to talk to, her sister, dated him for a short period of time. So she's like, "Hey, I remember you talking about Clinton. Him and I kind of just got together. I want to introduce you." And I'm just like, "No way." She's like, "Yeah." And like, I'm just like, "Come on, no." And it's on the phone and we're talking on FaceTime, and I'm like, "Yeah, man, I remember when you did this, this, and this." And he's just like, "Wow, man." He's like, every time I talk to fans, they don't really bring up the old stuff. They bring up the new stuff. And I'm like, man, I've been around since like 11 years old when that station started. Like, I'm young. Like, J. Cole said it the best. Middle Child, the song Middle Child is literally my life.
Love it.
Literally, like, me and J. Cole are close to the same age, like everything. He's like, I'm little bro and big bro at the same time. And in this culture and lifestyle, I get the OGs that call me for questions. I get the young guys that call me for questions, the guys that are in my lane that call me for questions. I get about 3 to 4 phone calls a day about something with their software, or why can't they do this, or why they can't do that. And I mean, it's been a ride. So I didn't mean to
awesome, man. No, I worked at a record store, famous record store in Tampa for a while called Vinyl Fever, man. And I got to meet Sandman, just a lot of local DJs, and just even since then, just the resurgence of vinyl and a business like yours that is flourishing and a need for it. It just tells me that the culture is alive and well. I go through ebbs and flows, but just the vinyl, the heart and the essence of hip hop is still there.
Exactly. Like they were telling me stories when I first moved down here about hot wax. and they would tell me about, oh, well, Hot Wax used to be on 7th, and I was like, oh, where? And they're like, oh, it's a coffee shop now, and they also sell glassware for tobacco. And I was just like, why did they turn from a DJ store to a tobacco coffee shop? That's kind of weird. And as I'm walking by it, I'm just like, oh, this once was a DJ store that can do this. I'm like, one day I can be down in 7th and it's not expensive anymore. One day.
Right.
And be able to provide the services that they once had, or, you know, like I just got a design logo done from a guy, and I wanted to pay homage to being in Seminole Heights. So I told him I want a character that has a double-headed alligator, and try to, you know, just be feeling of being in Tampa. You know, I might not be a Tampanian, but I want to at least pay homage to what's brought me here. And like I said, I love it. Like this place, I can't see myself right now moving anywhere else. Or originally I was supposed to move to Orlando, and then I ended up over here. And the transfer didn't work over there, so it worked here. So I'm glad that it did work. No.
So Desmond, listen, man. So I had Shadcore on, MC from Tampa Bay area, and listen, our video and stuff. Because once we start talking about hip hop, man, this interview might go an hour. So I'm gonna try to stay on track, and man, we can stay on track. Just you tell me. Sorry, stay on track. I want you to let people know, you know, about your business, how to follow you, how to support you, where you're located. How do we put our green in black? That's our tagline. How do we help support your business?
So I'm located at 6613 North Nebraska Avenue in Tampa, Florida, Seminole Heights. You know, I'm open Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesday through Friday is going to be from noon to 6. Saturdays from 11 to 4. I rent speakers, microphones, lighting, DJ equipment. If they just need a speaker just for the day, we do that. I have Bluetooth adapters that connect to their phones that show them how to use it before they leave. I'm going to have merch soon on my website, www.djplug.com. Sorry, a little brain fart there. All my social medias is at the DJ Plug. I'm just, you know, I'm here, just a guy from Connecticut, just chasing his dream.
Awesome. And you are on Facebook, Insta, and Twitter?
Twitter, yep. All social medias on all platforms, even Snapchat is the DJ Plug. And they can follow me on my personal is at I am DJ Des as well. They're both intertwinable between both posts of the business and mine. But yeah, those are them.
Awesome, beautiful, man. My last question is, what advice do you have for any future potential business owners who kind of might be, you know, trying to debate whether or not to do it? I mean, you put yourself out there, you're doing it.
Have a surefire plan. That's the one thing I wish I could do. I didn't realize, I thought I knew it all. And every single person is going to think, you know, they know it all. And at first, I thought that I can buy all this stuff and then I can sell it and I'm going to make a lot of money. The money that I made for my previous employers, I'm going to make for myself. And it took 4 years and now I'm in a store. But it also takes a lot of money, a lot of patience, a lot of prayer and guidance. I prayed for the location that I am in. I looked at it for about 1.5 years until I finally found a for rent sign out front. So just prayer, a lot of patience, and a lot of preparation on what you're going to do, making sure that all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, make sure that you have enough funding for it as well. The good thing about my business is that I own all my equipment beforehand, so it was easier to just rent it out. Make sure that you know who you're going to get your product from, and make sure that your opening orders are not a lot of money. A lot of my business, a lot of my opening orders were at 3 to almost 10 grand. You know, that's a lot of capital that I had to raise and just hustle to get. So those are the things. Really, the main thing is preparation and prayer.
Awesome. Everything you said is so beautiful, so honest, so real. And one thing people keep reminding Hillary and I about as we're starting this from scratch is it's a marathon, not a sprint. So when people ask us,
It is.
that's kind of what I hear you saying, but it is, man. Success doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, like I said, I literally thought I knew everything. I know if I can go to tell myself 4 years, like go back and just tell myself, don't leave just yet. Don't even
Right.
tell them what you're doing. Just keep it incognito, and just I could have used my discount with them. My discount with them was less than what it is now being a
Right.
dealer
Right.
because they
Right.
buy more than I do. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's like I could have bought stuff on the low real quick
Right.
and put it to the side, and when I got to use it, it gets rented out. But I was hard headed, and I was just like, you know what, the man's not gonna put me down. I'm gonna go out there and run, and that wall smacked me real quick when they're like, hey, you need $5,000 to open up an account. I'm like, why? They're like, because that's what this is. This is the agreement between you and I, and you have to do $50,000 a year. And I'm over here like, help
Right.
someone.
Right.
So yeah, it's a marathon. It's definitely a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's you got to go through some hurdles. You might have to go
Right.
up a hill. It might be. It's not a marathon. It's a triathlon. You might have to get a little wet
Perfect.
too.
I like that
You
even
know,
better. I like
you
that
might
even
have to
better.
get a little wet. In the meantime, you might have
All kinds of terrain.
exactly,
Obstacles.
man. You never know. The place that you moved in, the pipe might leak right over your head, and you're like, why me? But it's one of those things that you just can't stop. Thank God I have a mother that prays for me every day. She still lives in Connecticut, so she worries about everything
I'm
that
sure.
I'm down here.
Hey man,
But
I'm a
without
mama's
her,
boy.
yeah,
Thank God for our
man.
mamas, man.
Yeah, it's without her, man. She she believes in it, and it took her a while to really be like, okay, I see what you're trying to do. Just keep going. And I'm like, all
Yeah,
right.
there's no bigger supporter in my life than my mom, man. So I'm
Yeah, man. She's my rock. You can't ever replace your mama. As much as a lot of women that you date try to, that's the hardest rock they can't
but
ever
just the
be.
history. She's believed in me since day one, man, and
Exactly.
that's powerful.
So, but yeah, like I said, it's a triathlon. You never know what you're gonna endure. I mean, there's been times that I've been stuck on flights to places and didn't have a place to stay, or but I just went and did it just to make sure that someone knew my name.
Right.
And I'm glad that I get guys that come into the city, just like like you mentioned Sandman earlier. He passes my name off to a lot of people, and I'm thankful for one of the godfathers of Tampa
Oh
to do
gosh,
that.
tell me about it. Legend, living
He's
legend.
I'm thankful for him to be a customer of mine and a friend.
Awesome.
So.
Well, awesome, man. That's a perfect way to wrap this up, Desmond. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day.
Not a problem, Josh.
I know you
Thank
got
you.
things to do,
I
but let's stay in
appreciate you.
touch and let's chop it up some more about hip hop strictly at a later date.
Yeah, anytime, man. You just let me know. I'm actually gonna end up probably starting a podcast real soon, so I'll have you
Let me
come
know.
on
I would
and we
love
can
it.
chop it up. All right, brother.
Awesome. All
All
right.
right, man.
Take it easy.
Thank you again.
All right.